never ban. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. Light up my scarf with a sweet one, please. Someone flips me a bag, so, there's another one. There's another one, yeah, except for strand, yeah. Oh, there's another one. There's another one, yeah.
Evening, guys. Hello and welcome to Crossroads in Boxing. Tonight's an open panel, so we are just talking everything boxing, all the latest headlines, stories, news, anything you want to go for. I'm CJ Spate. Joining me is the main man, Eric ERF. Buddy, how are you doing, mate? You okay?
Yeah, good. Yeah, basically we're just talking rubbish tonight. Anything boxing.
What's the difference? That's every night, isn't it?
Yeah, it is every night, to be fair. If you want to come on, have your say, just have a chat, really. It's been a hectic week. I've not managed to plan much. I know there's not a big UK show on this weekend either. But before we get into it, we will go to the D-Rock promo before D-Rock clothing.
And we're back. We're in business.
We're back.
So there's plenty of fights. There's plenty of fights happening. There's no biggies as of just yet, as in this weekend. I suppose the biggest will be the return again of Deontay Wilder. Maybe a good point for us to start on, buddy.
Yeah, the return of the Bronze Bomber. You know what? I'm kind of happy Wilder's coming back. The heavyweight division, it's popping at the moment. Everybody seems to be getting in there with everybody. So, you know what? Wilder's a big name, and the heavyweight division needs big names in there. It needs the big names to get us excited. When you see those names on a fight card, you're like, oh yeah, that guy's fighting. Even though at this point you're more looking forward to see is Wilder going to get knocked out rather than him knocking the people out what it was before. But I'm looking forward to Wilder return. What do you think Wilder has anything left?
It is a good question. It's probably the main question in here. I do think he's got something left. Listen, Wilder has been heavily criticised his entire career, but we still all tuned in to watch, didn't we? Whenever it was Wilder. He's got that crazy knockout power in them unorthodox wild swings that he throws. So you never know, do you? When you switch on with Wilder, there is always that chance that he is going to knock someone out. He's obviously at the later end of his career. I think he's even said this is money fights, and I do not blame him whatsoever. I'll never forget hearing his story into boxing was to pay for his daughter's medical bills. Am I right with that? So
yeah.
I mean, fair play to him, top man. As for his last appearances, obviously he's got the 2 losses to Tyson. Very heavy knockout that last time, and then he beat Hellenius. I don't like Robert Hellenius, so there's not much going on there. And then 2 back-to-back defeats against Parker and Zhang. So has he got anything left? Let's hope so. I don't know, Herndon. I don't know if you do, pal.
In all honesty, though, with Wilder, you look at them defeats and you sort of think, oh, look how the mighty have fallen and whatnot. But you look at those defeats now, like he lost twice to Tyson Fury, yes. He lost to Joseph Parker, who's right now is on a hot streak of beating people, and he lost to Zhang and got stopped by Zhang, who's a big puncher. So those losses, I think they sort of, if you look at those losses individually in the fighters he's lost to, they're not bad fighters to lose to.
Oh
You
no.
know what I mean? You're losing to Tyson Fury, you're losing to Zhang, you're losing to Joseph Parker, but it's just how it happened, and in the way of all these years, these fights could have happened, and they
Yeah.
didn't happen. And Tyson Fury trilogy fight had to happen before you could then face these guys like a Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker's been in there with everybody, Joshua, Dillian White, but who else? Joe Joyce. He's been in there. Zhang. He's been in there with everybody
Yeah.
over the time. Whereas Wilder didn't really have that resume. He only had Tyson Fury as a
Yeah.
fighter we'd fought, and Luis Ortiz. So when he does fight his contemporaries after so long and he loses, the losses look worse than what really they are on the scale of world level boxing. You're losing to world level fighters. You're not losing to the Robert Helenius. He didn't lose the fight to Robert Helenius. You know what I mean? Um, I know a few of friends of mine spoke to Wilder on a Twitter space last week, and he sounded like he's ready to come back. And what no, I'm looking for. I still want that AJ Wilder fight. I'll forever still want that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's a fight we'll be gutted if we don't get to see. The same as Fury Joshua. Do you know what I mean? It's something that we all want to see. And like you just said, just going back on what you said at the beginning, we're lucky enough that we're getting all these fights now in the heavyweight division. Years gone by, even though the standard of boxers may have been better, your Lennox Lewis's, your Klitschko's, you didn't see them all perform, or you didn't see them all compete at times. And like you say, who he has lost to now. Parker's right up there at the top. Parker's chomping at the bit to get onto Usyk. I think Parker could have possibly beat Dubois, which fight didn't happen. Zhang at that time was looking unstoppable. I reckon Zhang would have beaten Joshua. Do you know what I mean? So any time any of these guys can beat each other, that's the point.
Yeah, at that time, he lost to Zhang. When Zhang was knocking everybody out. You know what I mean? You put, I think at that time, if you put AJ in there with Zhang, a lot of people would have picked Zhang to beat AJ. Whether or not it would have happened, it's just at what time it was in Zhang's career when Wilder lost to him. It was, for Wilder as a loss, it was a good time. You didn't fight Zhang when he was done and he'd lost to Joe after he'd lost to Joe Joyce. You fought him before that. So yeah, the losses for me, they are. You look at them individually, he's lost to good fighters, but the scale of the career, I felt like he should have already been in there with that caliber of fighter before, and I felt like those losses probably would have come earlier.
Absolutely.
Wilder 3.0 loading this Friday night. Abbas.
Evening, Abbas.
Abbas is you're a big Wilder fan, Abbas. Yeah, I expect Wilder to get him out of there, to be honest with you. I want to see Wilder in there with a name, so we can get excited. I just need a name. I need a name, a Chisora. If Wilder goes out there and sparks out
Herndon.
this Hayden, I think a Chisora fight would be perfect in London.
Well, I think, and I do, Abbas, if you're a massive Wilder fan, please feel free to tell me to shut the fuck up. But I think Dave Allen is really, really going to get a look in with this. I really, really do. And I love that fight. I will be so excited for that fight.
I tell you what, I hope Dan does end up jumping on the panel, because he cannot. Him and Dave Allen, he has some beef with Dave. I don't know why. It's like you with TKV. I don't understand it.
You bring it up more than me. It's you that's. I'm being serious though. I think this Dave Allen. I say this Dave Allen. I was watching some of his videos today, and he's like, "Day 3 of my diet. You know, like, I had eaten Pepsi and fucking Pringles today. I'm having a really good day." Then you think, "Oh God," but the Dave Allen, he can bang, and I fancy that fight. I'd love to see him in there with Wilder. I'd love to see the glitz and the glory. Abbas, what have we got there?
By the way, before you read this, I am not with CJ on this when it comes to Dave. CJ is on an island of his own. I want Dave to go after the British title against TKV or someone. I don't subscribe to this. Although if Dan comes on the panel, I subscribe to this because I can't.
Right.
What did I say? Go on.
Respectfully, let Dave stay in his lane. He doesn't beat a Wilder that we nearly know that isn't scared to throw. Well, Abbas, if it comes to fruition, brother, I'll put a little flutter on that with you, mate. I'll put a little bit on that because I think Big Dave, the White Rhino, Papi de la Rhino, will smash Deontay Wilder. Some of that Donny Power. Listen, Ez, you've got that Donny Power in you. Back it up.
Hey, it needs to be the right person for me to talk less reckless. That's all I can say.
It'd be exciting though, wouldn't it? No one can say it won't be exciting.
It definitely would be. It would be because you would get, let's be honest, Wilder would be looking for that one shot. He would be looking for that one shot. Dave can take a punch. Whether he can take Wilder's shot, I'm yet to see Wilder's this. I still say to this day, Wilder for me, it's yet to be proven that power at elite level. But then again, at world level, then again, I don't know if Dave's world level. Dave's not world level, so
no, definitely not.
You know what I mean? I think if Wilder lands, Wilder can take him out. Dave is known to have a good chin, so there's that in there. But I've also seen Dave snoring against Usyk while he's sparring him, bro. So.
I think there's some real excitement in this. Abbas, I'm shaking your hand digitally. We're going for it there, mate. I fancy the big upset. Let's bring Wilder over here. Let's get it in Gull Working Men's Club. We'll sell it out, 40 seats.
40? Bloody hell. Was that car as well?
We're squeezing him in, we're squeezing him in. I think Abbas has done another one, Ez.
Yeah.
That power is there at world level. If he throws, causes drop Fury multiple times, and he's the greatest British heavyweight of this era. You are a Wilder fan, aren't you? You are sticking up for him there, buddy.
You know what, Abbas? I'm not going to argue for Wilder. What I'm saying is, what his power is perceived to be, I don't believe it's that. I believe he has world class power. I'll say that, but I also don't believe that what it's perceived to be, what people saying he's the hardest puncher. I don't think it is. I don't think it's that. I really don't. Speaking on Wilder, because I touched on Wilder versus Chisora. Chisora said he's not interested in a Toma fight whatsoever. Basically,
So, yeah, £2 million. £2 million is turned down to fight Moses Atoma. You have. Well, how do I word this? I bring up Moses Atoma quite a bit, obviously, in the sense of I don't know if he is the one. Go on, I'll let you go.
Well, clearly Chisora don't trust you. You'd get in there for 2 million.
Fucking hell, I'd get in there for like 200 quid. And I've just had a real big dinner as well, and I'd still get in there.
Yeah, it makes me laugh now, but Chisora saying that he has no interest in a Toma fight tells you what the public really thinks about this kid. I know obviously you need convincing a bit more. You were more hyped on Delicious Ori. You think he'll do more in the sport.
You're proper throwing me under the bus here. I can't believe it.
But that's you felt that Delicious Ori will do more in the sport than Toma. Listen, these are your opinions.
Delicious was my meal ticket out of here. I was back in the house on him. I'm so glad I didn't. He let me down with that one. But no, I can see the talent in Atoma, and obviously I heard it in the amateurs. You just want to see the bigger fights, don't you? Does that make sense? And I obviously don't want him to rush. I wouldn't want that for his career. At the same time, people saying like, is the next big thing because he knocked out Dempsey fucking McKean? I'm not having that. No chance. We're not doing it. Big up the Yorkshire lads just got back from sparring. Big up Libster. How did you get on? You got any black eyes, bust noses?
Libster, why don't you jump on and take your brother's place?
You'd be better than him anyway. You know more.
Jack says, hi lads, tomorrow Adam Heppel becomes English champion, backed by the Siam Army.
Yeah, guys, for anyone who don't know, Jack Gladman, a friend of ours, was on the show last week.
Yeah, last week. Yeah.
Boxing manager, he's in charge of Adam Heppel, who is fighting for the English title against Zach Jelly, who is a very, very good fighter. Jack's got all the belief in his fighter. So good luck to Adam Heppel. Good luck to Jack.
Yeah.
Bring on the Spondulis, brother. Bring on the Spondulis.
Well, Jack's promised us both him, Adam, and the manager, trainer, is going to come on anyway after this fight. So hopefully, good luck with the fight. Hopefully, he can get that win. Upset the odds. That's what we like to do in boxing. Upset the odds.
Absolutely. But back to Derek Chisora and Moses Satoma. Listen, I'm going to say this is Eric backed a better horse than me. All right, I backed Delicious. He backed Moses. He's come off on this one. That's all it is. You have winners, you have losers. Oh, Dan Thomas. Great to see you on this all the time, CJ. Hope you're well, mate. Dan, nice to hear from you, pal. Dan boxed one of my lads. Would have been like 2 years ago now, Dan. I don't know. And you're just getting back training. I've seen today that you've lost 2 kilos, mate. So good luck, pal. Well done. Keep doing what you're doing.
Feel free to hit the link, Dan. Feel free to hit the link and jump on. Yeah, about that. Yeah, definitely hit the link. Now you've got us intrigued. We need to hear this story.
It was a good fight, Dan. It was a good fight.
There's so much going on in boxing now. Saturday night, we have Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr.
Is that this Saturday? I didn't even realise.
Saturday. Chavez versus Paul versus Chavez Jr. What? This is what Jake Paul's maybe. I don't know how many fights he's had, but on this stage, it's 4 or 5 fights now. This is a DAZN pay-per-view. I'm not sure why. CJ can tell a story. Go on, CJ. I won't leave
it. Dan, you're a good lad. You're a good lad. I like Dan. I do like Dan. He's actually come to a few training sessions with ours. No, long story short, and no disrespect to anyone who steps in that ring, Tom was just too big, too strong for you on the night, mate, and came out like a bull in a china shop. That's all it is, mate. I take him on the pads daily. You know what I mean? My shoulders feel it, so that's all that is, mate. You learn from him. You come back stronger. I'd love to be in your corner, Dan. Get back fitness, mate. Come back to me. We'll get you in a bout. I'll get you winning. Don't you worry about it.
Lipster says, no, I'm the black guy before I go on holiday. Bloody hell. Rick, you need to go on holiday. Your whole family's going on holiday, but you. What's going on? It's
Ricky's
all
proper,
kids, that's what it is. It's all them
I bet
kids.
Ricky's legs are so white. I bet he's like proper see-through milkman. I bet he hides his legs. Jack Gladman, WBM show so they can get the checkbook out when they win. Absolutely, mate. Rinse him when Apple stops him.
Yeah. Lipster says, I don't suit the bald look. Wear a hat. You'll be good. All you need is a hat. That's all you need.
I can't find any of my hats. Claire, my darling wife, likes to put things in places that I don't know where they are. So at the minute, this is all I've got.
Dan's back with another one.
Yeah, I'm back at it now. I want to fight next year. I need to lose another 13 kilo to be my ideal weight. Keep going, mate. Keep doing what you're doing. It's really hard for anyone who doesn't know. The making the weight, besides your training, as in your technique and everything else, the dieting. Sorry, I can't do it anymore, mate. That's why I look like the Michelin Man at the minute. I cannot do it anymore. Yeah, 77 kg. Good luck to you, mate. Good luck. I think you'll be good at that weight. You'll be like a little pocket rocket.
Yeah, Jack, you definitely missed one there. she looks bad.
She's a cracker, mate. She
looks devastating.
Hopefully.
The Capuchin gun.
Do you think? I tell you what, Libster, send me some links to Turkey, and I'll get a big naughty hair transplant going for next year. And I'll just be like, I'm just a big barnet all the time online, just for you.
Yeah, we was on Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. What do you make of that? You like the influencer scene and stuff like that.
You love throwing me under the bus at minute, don't you?
But you do, bro. Like I'm just saying, you like it, so like this is your bag.
I like anything to do with money, right? If a YouTuber comes to me and says they want to do, I will snap your hand off. Please send that all over the internet. I will snap your hand off. I've got my seconds license with British Border Boxing Control, cut ban, everything. I know some people come to me. But yeah, the thing about Jake Paul is the difference than some of the YouTuber stuff is he is living the life now. That's all I can say. And he is getting better each time. Don't get me wrong. The quality of opponents is like horrific sometimes, but I do think he could genuinely do something in the sports. Certainly, if he was over here, I do think he's not. He'd definitely be Central Area level now, possibly even English. He can clearly bang. I mean, he dropped Tommy Fury, didn't he? Like a sack of spuds. This will be his biggest fight, definitely, because I do think Chavez Jr. has never left fitness, if you like.
Yeah, Chavez Jr. is an ex-world champion at the end of the day. For Dan says, asked what we think about Jake Paul. To be entirely honest, when this whole YouTube thing started, I like the YouTuber scene. When it first started, I really liked it because they was in their own lane and everything. But when Jake started coming out saying he can beat this boxer and that boxer, and yet he was still fighting ex-NBA players, ex-UFC fighters, people who couldn't punch, who couldn't box. He fought Tommy Fury, lost to Tommy Fury in a competitive fight. Against Tommy Fury, and Tommy classes himself as a boxer. But I since the Tommy Fury fight, I actually gained more respect for him. The Tyson thing, I just thought, what's the point in that? He sort of lost me with that. But boxing wise, and what he's done in boxing, outside of him fighting, what he's done even promoting, and the contracts he's given, how many MVP fighters he's got now, girls he's got now, on his roster, he's got just about all the top girls at the moment. So I think Jake Paul's gotten better. He's definitely gotten better. He's got a boxing team around him. His coach is Jalen Love, who used to be under Mayweather when he was fighting. So he's got a boxing team around him. He's had that team around him for a long time as well. He has gotten better. He can punch. Chavez Jr., put it this way, if he can beat Chavez Jr., Jake Paul's officially a boxer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say, because Chavez Jr. is an ex-world champion. You don't lose it that much that you cannot beat a Jake Paul. Chavez Jr. could go into any British level fight right now, and they would struggle to beat him.
Of course they would, yeah, absolutely.
They would struggle to beat him just on experience, knowing how to it's so much. So if Jake Paul wins this, even if he puts up a good, you know what? I'm not even going to put it that much because I want to give him credit for taking this fight. If he puts up a good effort in this fight and doesn't get splattered and banged out and look like he doesn't belong in there, then I'll class him as a boxer. I can say, you know what? Why don't you go down a sanctioning body? Why don't you start actually going through? Because I think he might be ranked after this. If he wins this fight, I think that they're saying that they're ranking him. WBA and the WBC said that they'll rank him. So
I think he deserved that as well, mate. If fucking Manny Pacquiao can come back and get a title shot,
if he wins this fight, I wasn't a Jake Paul fan at all, but if he wins, he wins this fight, he deserves a ranking. If he goes 10 or 12 rounds, I'm not sure what it is, and puts up a good fight, he deserves to be called a boxer, and I think he deserves more respect than what people are putting on him now. I think he deserves more respect than KSI gets in his influence lane. To be quite honest with you, and I don't mind KSI. I was always, when it was KSI Jake Paul, I always thought KSI would beat him. But now looking at how Jake Paul fights and who he's fighting, the likes of Chavez Jr., if he goes in there and beats or even competes with Chavez Jr., I think Jake Paul's sort of proven himself for me. What else we got?
Up, bro.
Yeah. We'll get on to Crawford Canelo in a second.
Go for me, Pete. Thank you, love. Just start one anyway. I want to eat nice tonight.
I would manage your influence if you want to trade one.
I'll shake your hand on that, Jack.
We've got a team. We've got a Crossroads team. We've got a trainer. We've got a manager.
100% though, mate. Whenever I've got anyone that wants to turn over, I'll be coming to you first, mate. Don't you worry about that. So get your checkbook ready.
I think Jake Paul is going. Go on, CJ. Bloody hell.
I think Jake Paul's going in the right direction. He lives boxing 100%. I think he will be world champion within 2 years. That's steep, but 100% going in the right direction.
Yeah, at the beginning of that statement, I 100% agree with you. He is going in the right direction. He's showing his dedication to the sport as well. He has shown his dedication to the sport, even with his promotional team, and he is fighting. He's active. He is fighting. So yeah, world champion. I don't know. I need to see what he looks like against Chavez Jr.
Yeah.
I need to see that. I see that, then yeah. Darren Till spars at a good level, to be fair. Yeah, Darren Till, I've seen him fight as well. I like how he fights. He was always a striker anyway in UFC. Bit of a strike. But I've watched his, I think, 2 fights on Misfits. And yeah, Darren Till can fight. He can fight.
Yeah, I bet he can punch as well. I bet he can proper punch.
Daniel says
Junior within 6.
If he stops Junior within 6, he gets every single praise he deserves.
I bet there's some good odds on that.
He's 25th in the WBC already. Yeah, they ranked him after the Tommy Fury fight. I forgot about that. After the Tommy Fury fight, he got ranked in the WBC. What else Libster said? Yeah, what Libster says.
The problem with KSI and Jake Paul is that there will also be YouTubers and they are entertainers. It's difficult to take them seriously because they've always shown to be unserious on YouTube. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. And then look at what's the other one? Logan Paul. Look at him now. He's like fucking headlining wrestling. Do you know what I mean?
WWE entertainer. Like those, I will give it to the Paul brothers. I'll give it to KSI, and they, from what they've made from being just YouTubers and stuff like that, they were the first. And to see what they've done, like as much as we clown them, they're not boxers or whatever. But Logan Paul's gone to WWE. Jake Paul is headlining fights against a former world champion. KSI has his thing and his Misfits, his old Misfits brand. That's him. That's his old brand. So what they've done, you've got to commend them for that. I have no hatred towards you or ill feeling towards them for that. But when it comes into boxing, I'd like to see them be serious about it. If you're going to go into this sport, be serious about it. and you'll be taken seriously. I think at first it was all a joke for them all. I think Jake Paul certainly took it more seriously. I think KSI took it seriously as in his business plan for it, because he's got his own niche over there where he says they're influencer boxing, and they've got a really good scene. You will attest to that, CJ. They've got a really good scene over there.
100%.
So
100%.
fair play to him. To be quite honest with you, Jack said WWC, brilliant. I'm thinking about wrestling now.
WWE. WBC said they'll give him top 15 if he wins. And do you know what? If he comes through the judges, no, not mad at all.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at that at all. I think 2 years ago, tell me that, I'd be pissed. I'd be like thinking, but Jake Paul has done a lot in boxing to deserve the shot at this, even just over what he's doing for other fighters in boxing. His promotional company. He did. If Manny Pacquiao can be out of the ring for 4 years, like you said, and come back and get a world title shot, let alone just get ranked, get a world title shot. Jake Paul in the last 4 years has done a lot for boxing. So he was the first one with the boxing on Netflix with the Mike Tyson thing. I know that was gimmick, but that was on Netflix. That was massive. That's groundbreaking, because now we've got we'll move on to that now anyway. Now you've got Canelo versus Crawford on Netflix, which you know what I mean? If that's absolutely huge, that's the next fight following what Jake Paul did. He was the first to do it and everybody loved it. Now you've got an absolute mad fight. We've got someone come on. We've got Dan from On the Record Boxing. I don't know where his camera is, but Dan, can you hear us?
Dan. No, nobody home.
Nah, Dan, he'll come back on in a second. Let me know when you're ready, Dan.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, I'm just driving right now, hence the no camera.
Fair.
Yeah, what's good?
Well,
how's it all going?
Yeah, good. We're good. We're just talking about Jake Paul. I know you're a massive fan of Jake Paul, so.
Oh, the biggest. I mean, in all fairness, like, you know, I know people get on him and his character, he's a bit cringeworthy for me. But then within that as well, he is bringing eyes to the sport. He's bringing a whole new audience to the sport as well. And you know what? Kudos to him for what he's been doing for women's boxing as well. I mean, MVP as a whole, you know, they've got Serrano, Baumgartner, you know, they're stable stats. You know, so as much as I don't like Jake Paul as a guy, you know, I commend what he's done for the sport as a whole. So, you know, I respect it. I mean, in terms of him getting a world title shot against Zerdo or whatever champion, you know, that's just madness. That's not happening anytime soon. But no, besides that, you know, I respect what he's done for women's boxing as a whole.
Yeah, I think him getting ranked, I don't have an issue if he beats Chavez. If he beats Chavez getting ranked in the top 15, yeah, because let's be honest, who else is at cruiserweight in the top 15?
I'm not quite sure about that one.
What, top 15?
Nah, I wouldn't put him in the top 15, to be fair. I wouldn't.
Who in the top? Let me have a look. Actually, this is a good conversation. Actually,
are we talking about which governing body? Are we talking purely with the WBC or just
WBC?
I mean, I don't know it purely off the top of my head, but I mean, put it this way: you've got guys like guys like Alois Jr. who are in the WBC top 15. You got guys like Vidal Riley, you know, most likely not in the WBC top 15.
Yeah, but that's the point. That's the point, though. That's the point. Go on.
Nice to speak to you, Dan. It's the first time I've spoke to you, mate. Well, you just popped a name up there who boils my piss a bit. A bit more training. Jake Paul smokes Vidal Riley. Boom.
Whoa! First of all, to be fair, first and foremost, it's good to finally talk to you, CJ. Like I've been seeing your stuff as well.
Andrew, mate.
But no, wow, that is quite the bombshell. I've got to disagree highly on that one. You know what I'm saying? But look, you know,
Bro.
hey, this is the
Oh
this
my
is the world of
God,
boxing.
CJ.
This is the world of boxing.
This is the world of boxing, mate. I
Yeah,
like
you know
to.
what? You know what though? That fight is
That
actually
sells.
a massive fight. That is a massive
Yeah,
that
I mean,
fight
there's history
sells
there. There's
because
history there, so it
but
sells. It sells.
there's massive history there because of the KSI thing. That sells. But yeah, Jake Paul is not beating the Vidal Riley, but
no.
him being in the top 15, I don't mind because Jake Paul is a name. The cruiserweight division doesn't have massive names where you're going to get those fights where people are excited about. Jake Paul against if he beats as a Chavez Jr. and let's see how he does. Vidal Riley would love that fight against Jake Paul.
Yeah, it's
Vidal
easy
Riley
work.
would eat that fight up against
It's
Jake
easy
Paul.
work. Like, come
He
on now.
wouldn't love
But
it when he's snoring, mate. When he's snoring on that canvas, and Jake Paul, the problem child, is raking in that dollar. I'm telling you now. You heard it
listen,
here first.
respectfully,
I
you know,
was,
let's call it for what it is. Let's call it for what it is. Come on now, like, you know, first real time
yeah.
that Jake fought anyone of any decent-ish caliber. You know, he lost to Tommy Fury,
Mhm.
and is Tommy Fury? If we're calling Tommy Fury a cruiserweight, he's not winning a British title. He's not even winning an English title. Respectfully,
Tommy Fury, the most underrated cruiserweight in this country.
yeah, I mean he's up there with the likes of David Hay, Johnny Nelson,
Don't let him do it
Enzo.
to you.
No,
Don't let him-
I see what he's doing. I've caught onto it now. Fair enough.
God.
I agree with you, mate. That is a joke, but yeah, the fight would be massive with Vidal. And can you imagine the build-up? It'd be absolutely crackers, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'll be massive. Let's just quickly go to comments. Just run through a few. CJ.
Yeah. Sorry, Jack Gladman. Also, Jake Paul won silver gloves in LA at 14. He was never a novice. It's the same as an area tournament in the amateurs here. Yeah, I've read that myself, that he did actually box, so he does have a bit of experience. Daniel Thomas. If he gets in the top 15, a title shot will happen within 2 years. If he keeps improving and winning, like you say, this weekend is the game changer for his boxing career and to be taken seriously. 100%.
Yeah, this weekend is massive for him because if he can't beat a Chavez Jr., I don't think anyone really takes him serious after this. But if he can beat one, it's certainly a step forward towards people actually taking him more seriously in the sport of boxing. Because
Yeah, but I mean,
let's not
that's
forget,
fair.
Canelo signed to fight him, and apparently Tank Davis signed to fight him. So the name Jake Paul is there, and there's fights for him. So if he can beat a Chavez Jr., people will then use the excuse, oh well, he beat Chavez Jr. Now if I fight him, there's a bit more credibility there. Whereas he hasn't beaten anybody yet for there to be any credibility of beating him.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see where you're going with it, but let's kind of address the elephant in the room. Like Chavez Jr., if you go look at him for the last five or so years, it's just been catastrophic. You know, he lost to Anderson Silva, who, I mean, I don't want to do the triangle theory, but obviously Jake beat Anderson Silva. Within that as well, obviously, you know, he's had loads of issues outside of the ring. He's had drug problems. He's gone off the rails, and he's just been all over the place. It's not like, don't get me wrong, like Chavez Jr.
He's an
Chavez Jr. in his
ex-world
prime was good.
champion. Chavez Jr. If Chavez Jr. comes in shape, and I'm saying
but
this with
that's the
with
thing.
with
But
it.
he hasn't came in shape for years.
Well, listen, I hope this guy has a little bit of pride to have that last name. I hope that full name, not even the last name. I hope he just has that little ounce of pride to have that full name, so he takes it seriously and actually boxes this guy like it's a world title fight, and shows him what boxing's about.
I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Also, the fatties still have a lot to bring to the table, Dan. All right, just because there's a bit of weight problems, don't mean that the talent goes. All right.
Oh,
No,
Dan,
that's
Dan,
fair. That's fair.
Dan, you missed before I move on. You missed something. CJ had said that he believes that Dave Allen could beat Deontay Wilder.
That who could beat Deontay Wilder?
Dave Allen.
Oh, Jesus Lord, Jesus Lord. Put it this way, I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer in if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. So that's all I'm going to say in regards to that one there.
Oh.
I genuinely
Oh wait, he's fighting.
stand by that one. I genuinely stand by that one. Dave Allen smokes Deontay Wilder. Deontay is there, yeah. But he's not prepared. He's not prepared for the Doncaster De La Hoya.
Damn, I forgot you guys are both from Yorkshire. Like, damn, I can't compete. I can't compete with that one. I mean, hey, look, he might smoke him at basketball or pool or darts or table tennis, but not in boxing. Not in boxing, unfortunately.
Listen, Dave Allen's
but look,
been
you guys, you got to stand by your man. You got to stand by your.
Dave's been writ off before. Dave got writ off in his last fight, and well, we saw what happened, didn't it? So
yeah,
I'm not saying I agree. By the way, disclosure, I'm not saying I agree with CJ. I'm not saying I agree, but what I will say is, if somehow in any universe and even this earth that Dave Allen splatters Wilder, best believe.
Mate,
I always knew it would happen.
I will show my bare ass around Selby Town if Dave does it. I'll be going wild. Let's catch up on these comments.
Well,
yeah. Go on, Dan.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say. All I was gonna say in regards to that is, if it ever happens, I'll wake up, because in the world reality that is never happening. But look, I'd love to see otherwise.
Put your money where your mouth is, son.
I'm not quite sure about that one there.
They'll be getting in trouble with your missus doing all these bets.
Yeah, Abbas our deals off because I'm betting against Dan. 100% agree with CJ. Vidal Riley gets beat by Jake Paul. Bosh! Make that a headline. Make that a headline, boys.
And Alois Jr. both in WBC top 15, by the way.
Oh yeah, okay, fair. I didn't know the ranking off the top of my head, to be fair, but yeah,
no,
okay, good. I mean, really, truly, they should be. I mean, they should be fighting next anyway, to be fair. But.
Yeah, well, they should be, but there's a whole Vidal saying he's fighting in September. Frank Warren offered August, and he said no, September. So I don't get why Alois Jr. can't fight in September. Just offer the fight for September, but I'm guessing it's because it's on a matchroom card, though. Because it'll be obviously Ben's
Queensbury.
Will it be Queensbury?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Alois with
Conor Ben versus Chris Eubank Jr. won't be Queensbury, will it?
Oh, sorry, no, I didn't hear you. He broke up a bit.
Yeah, no, that's the card. What Vidal's saying he's going to be on.
That. Yeah. No, that's right.
So that's the situation. Virtuoso says, I'm a little bit late. But did you gents made your predictions for the Golden Boy MVP promotion card? No, we haven't, but we will do now, actually, because that card is really good. Obviously, who are you picking, Dan, for Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr.? Who are you picking?
Okay, I'm gonna completely contradict myself, and yeah, do you know what? Something's telling me. I don't know what it is, but something's telling me that Chavez can put it out. Something's telling me that he's got a little bit of fight left in him. Like, I mean, within that as well, I'm sure he doesn't want to embarrass the old man. But the fight I'm looking forward to the most is Zerdo versus Dorticos. I like Tevin Farmer versus Floyd Schofield. That's a good fight as well. It's actually a pretty decent card.
I love that fight. Yeah, it is a really good card. Who have you got? So you've got Chavez. CJ, who have you got? Paul or Chavez?
I think Jake Paul stops Chavez. Jake Paul stops Chavez. And I tell you what as well, Holly Holm is on the undercard of that.
Holly Holm's back as well. Yep, Holly Holm's back.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I think Chavez Jr. beats Jake Paul. I'll be honest. I think Chavez Jr. beats Jake Paul. I think Tevin Farmer beats Schofield Jr. Who have you got on that, CJ?
I think Farmer. I think Farmer. Yeah, I do think Farmer comes back.
Yeah, I got Tevin Farmer on that one too.
Yeah, he's still got loads left as Farmer.
Yeah, unanimous on that one. Yeah, I don't get why. I don't get why they pulled out of the Shakur fight to take this fight. I really don't understand it, but I seriously think Tevin Farmer's going to outbox him. Tevin Farmer might stop him, because Schofield's very reckless. He's really reckless. And Farmer's boxing ability, his IQ is really, really good. Tank didn't want to fight Farmer back in the day.
Farmer's... I have so much credit for Farmer.
Just because of how good of a boxer he is.
Yeah, absolutely. Daniel Thomas, I look at the top 15 of WBC cruiserweight rankings, and Badou Jack is number 1. Don't rate him personally, and Chris Billum-Smith a good boxer, and I like him, but with more training, I can see Jake beating. Oh no, Billum-Smith, too big a puncher for Jake
not
Paul.
Billum-Smith. I think Badou Jack is one of them where
he's a spoiler now.
Badou Jack back in the day splatters him. Badou Jack is also 40-something years old now. I don't know.
I mean,
Jake Paul only wins the title if the finesse, if the.
Badou Jack was nearing his end with James DeGale. I don't know how many years ago that were, and I was a massive, massive fan of James DeGale. So I think we're really seeing the back end of Badou Jack now. Tommy Fury beat Jordan Grant, Jack. Oh, there you go.
What else we got? CJ does. What's he say?
CJ, does your arms hurt from making such a stretch preparing Tommy Fury to do? That wasn't me. That was Dan. That wasn't me. How dare you, Virtuoso? In fairness, it's kind of my job to know the rankings. Yeah, Jack, it's handy having you on, mate. Yeah. You're like our little fact guy, aren't you?
Jack says Schofield will pull out. Trust me. You know what, Jack? I don't know what the Schofields are doing. I have to wait. Because if they pull out of this, they haven't got a career. No promotional company will mess with them. They haven't got a career. It's not as if they're selling tickets that a promotional company needs them to gain revenue or anything. They're not. You messed up the biggest purse of your life by not fighting Shakur for whatever reason. And to be quite honest with you, everyone felt like that fight wasn't going to go through. The excuses they went through during training camp. First, Shakur had a mole in his camp. Then Shakur had someone rip his passport up so he couldn't come to London. Then Shakur had the squad team stop and search his car for guns and said he'd been kidnapped somebody. Then you didn't fight because someone rubbed some cream on Junior, and he was in the hospital bed on death's door. Like, bro, Schofield just needs to fight and shut up at this point. Like, you can talk your shit, but at least fight. If you're not fighting, shut up talking.
Jack won the belt, now he's not number 1.
Yeah, he's got a rematch though. With he's got an instant rematch. I'm sure the WBC have they've ordered a rematch for that. We've got who else we got? But yeah, we've got comments tonight.
I like this like open air thing. We'll have to do this again. I like this.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. Go on, CJ.
I need to go, but would love to hear your thoughts on Crawford Canelo. We're both a bit mixed on this, Dan.
It's an hard one, but I'll say this, Dan, before you go. I can't pick against Crawford. I cannot pick against Crawford. Ricky right now is probably screaming at his screen, going, "How can you pick Crawford? He's not big enough. He's not big enough." But nah, listen. I just think Terence Crawford can do it. I think if he stays, if he doesn't get hit clean, I think he can do it. I think he's got good enough feet. He's got quick hands. And let's not forget, Canelo gets frustrated. When Canelo gets frustrated, he stands in the middle of the ring just looking at you. So if Crawford can do what Bivol did and keep working and not let Canelo star power win him rounds just by staring at you, because that's what he did with Bivol. He tried to get Bivol to come on. He stood in the middle of the ring going, "Come on." Bivol was like, "Nah, come and fight." "No, I'm here. Come and fight." So yeah, I'm picking Crawford. CJ?
Canelo for me. And I'll just quickly set the scene for you all. Ricky, our co-host, will be sat at home in his Captain America pajamas. He'll have a bowl of golden nuggets. He'll be like slurping him with a spoon, and he will be screaming at the laptop saying, "Canelo, Canelo, Eric, Canelo, Canelo." So it's 2-1 on this. 2-1.
Yeah. Dan, what you got?
Yeah.
What have you got, Dan?
Yeah, in regards to Canelo Bud, yeah. I would love to see Bud do it, but I just think Canelo's just too big, man. It's just like, even when you kind of look at him in the face-off, even when you look at him in the head-to-head, albeit, you can see Crawford's the taller and he's got the longer reach, but the size difference is just real alarming. Real alarming. And then combined with the fact that we don't even know what Bud's going to look like at 168. He had that one fight at 154 against Madrimov, which was a good win, but I'm not going to say he struggled, but that
Madrimov style, is a lot like the Bivol style. It's a lot like the Bivol style. So when people are criticizing that performance, like he struggled. It's like,
incomparable.
Exactly.
But what the thing is, though, he's only had one fight at 154. We've not seen him at 160, and he's jumping from 154 to 168. Combined with the fact that he hasn't fought in just coming up to over a year now. So respectfully, we don't know what he's going to look like at 168.
I agree with you. What I will say is, like you said earlier, I'd love Crawford to do it. I would not be surprised at all if Canelo won this fight, and I really wouldn't be surprised if Canelo can catch Crawford and stop him. I really wouldn't. But I just believe Crawford has the skill set to be able to beat Canelo. If he can stay away from Canelo's power and not allow Canelo to land them big shots, I think Crawford can win it. I generally do think he can win it.
Skill, if you compare it skill for skill, I'd say Crawford's got more skills in the arsenal. Not to suggest that Canelo isn't skilled at all. I just think that Crawford has more elements to his game.
Yeah.
But again, within that, going up 2 weight divisions, it's a tough ask. It's a tough ask. But then within that,
I agree.
I wouldn't
agree
be
with
shocked.
that.
I wouldn't be shocked if Bud pulled it off.
We're getting the dream fight, aren't we, in Canelo? We're getting the dream fight in Canelo and Crawford, right? And I don't care who wins. It's brilliant for boxing. I'm a big fan of both men.
Yeah.
Do you at all put Eubank up there with them at 168? Could he survive with either of them, in you two's opinion? No.
Canelo, no.
Eubank. Yeah, Eubank for me. This is now. If you had asked me this in a different space, now I've recorded. I've got to be serious. Nah, Dan knows. Nah, you know what? CJ. Dan knows. I'm a massive Eubank fan.
Yeah, exactly.
But he at 168. size is on his side against Crawford. That's the only thing. But I can see Crawford beating Canelo, and size isn't on his side. So let's be honest, Crawford ain't losing to Eubank Jr. I think
Yeah.
a Canelo fight, Eubank Jr. I think Canelo wins. I think Canelo wins a points decision. I don't think he stops Eubank. But ask me that when the fight's made, my pick will be completely different. That's all I'll say. Dan.
No, I very much agree with what you were saying, Eric. You know, respect for, well, look, I don't see him beating Canelo. I don't see him beating Canelo. But then obviously I picked I picked Canelo to beat Crawford. So again, within that, just purely down to size, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, to be honest with you. Like, let me kind of come back to it once Bud's fought at 168. We can take it from there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, CJ knew why he asked that question. He knew exactly why he asked that question. No, but yeah, for instance, Canelo and Crawford are the top of the game. Like that 168 belongs to Crawford. Not Crawford, Canelo. Crawford has to go up there and take them belts away from him. He has a hard task because Canelo is Canelo. You have to do something in a round to win a round against Canelo. You can't. The close rounds, you're not winning. So Bud has to go up there and rip them belts away from him. If he can, he deserves everything. For me, if he does that, I'd like to see Bud retire. Honestly, I don't need to see Bud against anybody else at 168 because he's undersized. The dream fight is Canelo. Everybody else at 168 is irrelevant to me.
Jack Gladman's comment, guys. Can we wish Beck Connolly a big congratulations on her retirement? Never backed down from a fight. Boxed a lot of top women, some super flyweight and lightweight. Yeah, absolutely. All credit and applause to Beck Connolly. One of the fighters, she turned up for every fight to win. And a lot of women's careers in the British scene wouldn't be where they were if it wasn't for fighting Beck. So
she fought everybody. Everybody at the level right now, Beck's been in with.
Yeah, and always fit as a fiddle as well. Always in like top shape for it as well. So,
Jack, what happened with the Tia fight? Because she didn't take because I thought she was meant to be fighting Tia, and the opponent changed last minute.
Look at Jack's last comment. Heppel versus Bud at 175.
I tell you, Jack, I wish I was a boxer because I would love you to be my manager.
Yeah, making the big fights. Hey, Jack, mate, if you can cash in on that, mate, I wish you the best of luck. I wish you the best of luck.
Dan, who have you got for Dorticus versus Zerdo?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm back. I've got Zerdo, but Dorticus is a serious puncher, though. He is a real serious puncher. But he's kind of at the stage where he's kind of at the twilight of his career, really. You know, he's been active and obviously worked his way to a mandatory position. But I think at this stage in both their careers, I can only favour Zerdo. The only thing Zerdo's kind of got for him, not Zerdo, sorry. The only thing that Dorticus has got for him, so he's the bigger puncher of the two. But then within that, he's always been the cruiserweight. He's the fully fledged cruiserweight, whereas Zerdo's obviously came up from 168. So, but yeah, I favor Zerdo in that one, guys. I am gonna have to go though, but I'll tune in like from a watching point of view. But like, keep up the great work, man.
Nah, I appreciate
Dan, it's been nice to speak to you, mate.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Dan. We're about to jump off anyway. We've hit an hour now. So thank you, pal. And well done on the interview as well with the WBO president. You had an interview with him. And who else did you have an interview with as well? So you had two interviews today, right?
Yeah, I had the WBO president today, Gustavo Oliveira. I had Terry Lane, Jide Zhang's manager. So yeah, they'll be dropping over the next couple of days or so. Literally just going through editing, and yeah, take it from there.
Congratulations, mate.
Nice.
Much appreciated.
We'll post it anyway. We'll post them interviews and share them interviews for you, pal.
All right, no doubt. All right, take it easy.
Yeah, we'll look up soon. All right, bro.
No doubt.
Yeah, thanks for that for jumping on. What? Just to close out, who did you have for Dodicus versus Zerda? Just before we close out.
I think Zerda, but Dodicus is a tough fight, isn't it? It's a really, really tough fight. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be toe to toe. I really do. I think it's going to be a brilliant fight.
Yeah, Dodicus, just the power. I've seen this guy fight, and it just comes out of nowhere. It's a bit like, when Wilder's losing a fight, and Dodicus has that kind of power that can change a fight. But after seeing what Zerdo did to Chris Billam-Smith and how that I've not seen Zerdo box like that for a long time, and it was really good to see him box like that. And I believe I think Zerdo wins this one. I think Zerdo wins this one. A wide points decision, or a wide points decision. Just a couple of comments before we leave. Well, Bud, if you're watching, if we both win, let's have it. Yeah, Bud. But
I think it's fair to say Jack Gladman is the can man, the best manager. Like, he will get these fights. He's pushing for these fights. Let's get you out there, man.
Hey, listen, whatever, Jack. Once I get my feet into commentary and start getting more gigs for commentary, you can be my manager. I'm gonna hire you. You can get me them deals on the zone. I need to take over some of these commentators out there.
Take me along with
you. The team is the team. We're a team.
I'll drop bombs for fun.
These commentators. We need to get rid of some of these commentators, because a lot of these company men I can't deal with it no more. But right, that was it for tonight. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Jack Godman, Viso, Daniel Thomas, who else was it? Libster in the comments. Who else? And Dan on the Record Boxing. Check him out on YouTube, on Twitter as well, on the Record Boxing. He's been getting active with interviewing fighters, managers, the WBO president he interviewed today. Good friend of mine. He will also be on the panel commentating with myself, Shiesty, Rico, and a few others at the 505 watch party on the 19th of July in London. If you check out the 505 Instagram or Twitter, you'll see our previous watch parties on there and what we've done. It's a good vibe watching boxing with proper boxing fans, people who know about boxing, and you just have a really good atmosphere. We sometimes get professional fighters through, amateur fighters through as well. So it's a really good vibe. But for tonight, thanks. This was our first open panel where Dan jumped on, obviously, and it's just open to all conversations about boxing. Anything goes. We'll just chop it up for an hour, and we appreciate everyone who tuned in. Yeah, CJ.
I've loved tonight. I think we should start booking these in a bit more regularly. You might not know this about me, guys, but I could talk a glass eye to sleep. So I enjoy shit like this. This is my game. Thank you for tuning in. Obviously, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everything. Everyone who supports us online. We can't do it without you guys. It was our 24th episode tonight. So next time is our quarter of a century. Can you believe it, Eds?
And we will be awarding Ricky his championship medal. I didn't want to do it tonight because Ricky's not here. He's at work tonight. So when Ricky's back, he's gonna get his well-deserved
thanks. It's a fix.
Hey, I never said it was fixed. All I said was he created the league. He did
He
the
scored the
numbers.
league.
He scored the Nah, but listen, people, we appreciate you tuning in. We'll be back next week.
It's another band. All the Mars and cars now, whichever get up. Light up my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flips me a bag it up. So, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.